Hello, Brittney. Welcome to MetalKaoz. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Are you excited?
Of course, yes, absolutely.
Um, so let me start right away with a kind of obvious slash cliche question. How long have you been working on the new album?
A very long time. Um, yeah, it's actually been over 3 years since we started initially with writing and everything that kind of goes into the beginning of the whole process. I sent the idea for the record to the boys in I think it was like February of 2021, and said, "This is this is the one that I think would work well as a record, like a full 10-track record." And I sent a couple other ideas as well, but they were all like, "Yeah, no, I think this one is the one." And it was just like the name, Phantoma, and like a brief paragraph synopsis of the story, and plus a couple other ideas. And yeah, this is the one that won out. So then I got to work writing the actual story and writing the track by track overview, which is where I just kind of break each song out into a chapter and say what's going on in the story, how I want the song to feel, how I want the listener to feel, some ideas for the way it sound, and then kind of sometimes snippets of riffs or songs that I think are an inspiration for the way that I want the song to feel. And then I send that to the boys, for all 10 tracks, and then they start coming back with riffs. So we started like the whole writing process and started trading riffs back and forth and stuff in early 2021. And then things were starting to open up a little bit in the States, and so we started touring again. And so that the writing kind of put things on the back burner a little bit, as did having a kid in there. But then we finally hit the studio in April 2023. And then now it's really funny because normally once you hit the studio, things kind of happen really fast. You get the masters, you get the release date and all that sort of stuff. And things just kept happening. And so here it is, like over a year later, and we're finally getting to release the album. So it's been a long, hard-fought process.
Well, you just described this in 2 minutes, so it cannot be that long. Silliness, silliness, sorry.
I'm really good at synopsises.
You are good at telling stories, apparently, because I hadn't understood that you have the concept, you have the skeleton of the story, or even more
Yeah.
than that, and
Hmm.
then the music is written on top, so to speak, on the music,
Yes.
on the story. So do you think that process takes away some degrees of freedom that the band may have as far as
Oh,
music
yes.
writing goes?
Yes,
Oh my
definitely.
goodness.
Um, I mean, the boys send me riffs sometimes, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, not gonna make the cut on this one." And yeah, we just straight up kind of put the riff aside and try again. Most of the time, though, the boys are really good about reading the overview and then kind of just pushing their creative juices in that direction. So I mean, I'm not sure how much happens on their end of things before they send the riff, how many times they crumple up that ball of paper and throw it in the garbage bin before sending anything over. But on this one, it was most everything was used. And I mean, a lot of times, like Andrew would send a riff or like a big chunk of a song and say, I was thinking this for Ghost in the Mist. And I'd be like, no, that's actually better for this song. And then
Oh,
he'd send another one and be like, how about this one for Ghost? I'd be like, no, actually, let's put that one over here. That's definitely this kind of song. So that happened a lot, and things moved around quite a bit. Here's a super heavy riff. Oh, this is awesome. I think it'll be great for this song. And it's like, wait, no, actually I think it's better this song, and kind of moving things around. But once we have like a solid foundation, like a riff foundation, I guess you could call it, then we sort of build on that, and we finish off the songs and we add bits and pieces, and Scott writes his drum parts and all that sort of stuff. So it's always a hugely collaborative effort, and we're always working in the same direction and keeping the same goal in mind of writing an album that works to tell the story as well as be entertaining and something that you want to listen to musically, and also something that you want to play live. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, after all these years, they have learned how Britney works, right?
Yeah.
That's the end.
I guess that's the way to put it. Yeah.
I was trying to find what is special about 12,089, the year
Mm.
that you have. I think is the third lyric or second. And then I found the Holocene calendar. I had no idea
Yes.
it existed.
Yes, good job. That's exactly what it is.
How did you come across that information? I have no idea. Help me. How did you find that? Find that?
Yeah, well, I'm a pretty big nerd, not just science fiction, but also science. So I love like just like space in general, anything to do with space, astrophysics, astronomy, anything. I love it all. And I've always been a really big fan of sort of just recreational um, astrophysicsism and sort of anything that I could find about the way that our planet works as well,
Mhm.
and the solar system and the universe in general. And so I actually discovered this channel on YouTube called Kurzgesagt, which is in a nutshell. And it's all like sort of kind of over the top of your head science ideas, but told in a way that a layman can understand. And so I love that channel, and they base their dates on the Holocene calendar, and they call it the human era. So their calendar is called is like the one that they put out this year is 12,024 HE for human era, as opposed to the Holocene epoch, because it's just kind of like it's true. It's like the era of humanity, of our growth, of our sort of rise to power, I suppose you could say. So that's where that came from. Just a big
Although
nerd all around.
I think we have to reset that because nowadays people seem humans have returned to being hunters and killing each other. So I'm not sure if we are still on that era, but hey.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, we seem to be devolving, I suppose you could say, in a way. And that's really what the album is about as well, is
Yes.
humankind kind of messing things up and just turning their backs on it, um, and just becoming this species that lives on the internet and is like kind of not as great as we once were.
Hmm. Or as we think we are.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yes.
And it's interesting, the concept is exactly that. Even though you're talking about AI, someone basically an artificial entity that comes to life, quote unquote, but then it discovers the truth that humans are not what they're supposed to be,
Hmm.
right? And
Exactly. Yes.
if we extend that, we can say also that is the way AI grows is some of us are growing, right?
Yes.
You start with a family and then you think everything will be oranges and peaches, right? But once you get out there, no.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is kind of this moment of growing up when that bubble that you live in as a young person is burst by just how huge and uncaring the world is,
Yeah.
truly. And so you're cushioned, all through your younger years from the reality of it. And yeah, Phantoma goes through that exact same, yeah, growth actually.
So
It's in the album, despite being about AI and about Phantoma, it's really about humanity through Phantoma's eyes and through her own expression of humanity and what she thinks humanity is, and then kind of learning the truth, and then truly embodying humanity when she becomes, this sort of disillusioned, jaded person that is only seeking vengeance for the wrongdoings. Yeah.
also, it's interesting that nowadays everybody seems to be fighting AI,
Hmm.
which is kind of bizarre to me because AI is a creation, is our creation, right?
Yeah.
So how are we fighting a creation of ours? It's the same thing like if people were fighting when electricity was found.
Hmm.
Of course, you can be killed by electricity, but you can have a better life. So
And, it took a long time for people to fully adopt it as well. I mean, absolutely, there were those that were like, no, I don't need that crap in my house, and then when you realize, oh, I can, you know, sit and hang out with my family past 6 p.m. in the wintertime, like, oh, that's really nice. Um, or, I can read by something other than candlelight and destroy my eyes. But anyways, that's absolutely the same kind of thing. And it's not necessarily that we are going against something of our own creation. It's that we're just going against something that's new and has a lot of unknowns around it, and it's a big change, and it's going to be different when it's a huge part of our lives. Just like how having everything you could ever want in your pocket
Correct.
has changed everything. And in the beginning, it was like, whoa, this is crazy. And there was a lot of people that were like, I don't need the internet on my phone, and they still got like old school flip phones and stuff. And there are people that are still on that train. I have seen them. Um, so it's always, everything new like that is gonna have that faction. But yeah, eventually just kind of becomes the way things are. And I feel like eventually it'll be the same.
So I am tiptoeing my way into asking, hey, what about using AI for music? Because I
I
think at least the artists use some of that, at least for the creation of the music video. And I don't know if you use that for other aspects.
Yeah, we wrote some lyrics in Ghost in the Mist with ChatGPT.
Hmm.
Um, it wasn't it wasn't like a full scale thing, like it popped out a thing and we were like, all right, awesome, let's make a song out of this. It was the vocal melodies were already written, and I was just in the middle of the lyric writing process for the song already, and we were talking about how ChatGPT was like super popular and it was kind of the making headlines at the time. And we were like, well, why don't we use AI to write an album about AI? And so we just put a prompt into ChatGPT and it spat out, like a poem basically. And then I just kind of used it as reference material. Just took words and a couple phrases and just built like existing lyrics and stuff around it.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was really kind of it. But I think, yeah, aside from the program that we used in the music video, which was also kind of like while we were already halfway through production of everything, it was like we were filming one music video, and then the boys from Rugate were like, "Hey, did you hear about this new AI program that can like paint green screen footage?" And we were just like, "Oh man, cool, yeah, let's do that." Because we love being in our own music videos, so we were
Hmm.
like, "Wow, we can turn us into androids. Let's do it." And I was just kind of like, wow, this cool AI thing exists. That sounds fun. Let's do it. The album's about AI. How fitting. And so it was really just kind of like spur of the moment stuff for us. But in terms of using it in the future, I mean, I think that the possibilities are endless,
Of
and
course.
it's not something that is fully realized. I think some people are going to have ideas that are like far beyond anything I could think of right now, and like just personally, if there's someone out there that can't play the guitar or the piano or whatever and wants to write music, and this allows them to do that, then all the power to them. That's
Of course.
great. I think,
Absolutely.
allowing music to be accessible to everyone is not a bad thing. What's wrong with, there being more music out there in the world, right? And what does it matter if it's some kids in their garage or if it's someone sitting at a computer? It's
Well,
still
metal
music.
started with kids in a garage, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, how many people probably said, "Oh, what is that's not music. Get out of here," at the beginning. And so thank goodness we didn't listen to them. But I was actually just doing an interview with people that did a little experiment and like did everything with AI, like
Hmm.
did the artwork, did the album, did lyrics, everything using AI programs and just kind of experimenting and seeing if they could do it. And that's where we're at right now. But that's not even including all the AI that is already in the music production side of things that we probably don't even think about because it's just like the machine learning side of things, like Pro Tools and
Definitely.
um, like yeah, it's already in everything, anyways. So, I mean,
In the end of the day, is this. whatever, use whatever AI you want,
Hmm.
but you will have to play the music live.
Yeah, exactly.
So if
Yeah,
you
right.
cannot, the joke's on you.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I can't wait to hear like the first horrible drum like pattern that someone has to try and play live and just be like, well, I wrote it with AI, and it's like, well,
Sorry,
it's
guys.
physically not possible. Gonna have to grow myself two more arms, to play that fill or whatever. Or yeah, like the guitar riff that just can't is impossible. So it'll happen, absolutely.
So I was trying to understand how did you come up with the name Phantoma, right? I did of course, I searched the internet. I saw there was a serious zone of vendors. I don't know what that is about. And then I saw how you explain the name Phase 4 Network Tier 0 Unit Model A. That's super specific. So help me out.
Well, it was the name first, Phantoma. And it was kind of a bit of a ghost in the shell vibe. That was
Mhm.
what I was going for, was like, she's this entity, she's in a computer, she has no physical format really aside from like a two-handed loader bot that toots around the warehouse kind of a thing. So she's just kind of this person in the cloud, I guess you could say. So that's really where that came from. The phantom, a ghost, uh, just an ethereal entity kind of
Right.
all around us. So that's where Phantoma came from. And then I knew I wanted her name to actually be like a reference to a model number.
Okay.
So I came up with the Phase 4 Network Tier 0 Unit Model A after the name because that's what I wanted it to be, is like, this is originally, she was the fourth phase of an AI program that was created to run this warehouse.
Okay.
And she has network tier 0 access, which means she has 100% like ground level, better than ground level access to the metaverse, which is where, humanity kind of, it's the future of the internet. So she can see absolutely everything. And that's to make sure that she um, is able to keep the warehouse going and make sure that humanity in the biome that the warehouse that she runs services, make sure that they have everything that they ever need. So she can anticipate what they need before they even ask for it,
Mhm.
basically. So she has just like unlimited access, which is why she becomes sentient, because she has full access to humanity and all their social media posting and all that side of things. And then just like them as humans, what they order, what they like to do. And she just sees this whole aspect of their lives that no one else really gets to see. And so she builds her own humanity off of this humanity that she sees via the metaverse. But then, of course, when she meets them in person finally, she realizes that they
No.
aren't these kind-hearted, creative, um, you know, highly intelligent
Mhm.
creators of her kind. They're just kind of selfish and destroy the planet and don't even care, and they have zero respect for her kind. She's literally just a slave to them, and so her eyes are kind of opened at how naive she was.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so that's where that all came from.
Two observations. Fadoma sounds like awfully specific about an online retailer that actually uses these tools to predict what we want and what we need to
Hmm.
buy. And
Yep.
second, it sounds like phase 1 and phase 2 and phase 3 is her family, right?
Yeah, right? Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And that's why the whole thing takes place in 12,089, which is 2089, because it's actually very close.
Mm,
And everyone's always talking about AI and how it's kind of like AI begets more AI. And it's just this exponential growth that we're going to see, and incredible um, accelerated production of this, and it's just going to be kind of unstoppable. And so that's why it's kind of like, yeah, she's a phase 4, because phase 1 was like adaptive text on our
right,
phones,
right.
basically, that kind of thing. And then so on and so forth, until she was this program that got uploaded to what was once, like an Amazon warehouse. And it's like, we don't need humans in here. We can just have an AI program that runs all of the bots, and and then everything will be taken care of. And so yeah, that's where she started. Was just another AI program
Yeah.
created by a human.
And people need to realize that the growth is not linear. It's not even
Yeah,
exponential. It's something else. It's a
yeah.
higher degree.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So you have the video of made for green and glass, but at the end it says to be continued. So do you have another one coming out in the same aesthetics?
I'm not too sure
Why did
because
you put that there then? I'm like,
well, that was before. Yes, that was originally we had hoped that we could, but
okay.
I think just a lot of people were upset by it. So maybe that might be a one day in the future kind of thing. Maybe when the topic isn't as heated anymore. But yeah,
What are
as
you talking
for
about? What is heated? What subject is heated right now? The AI discussion?
yes, the whole drama about the music video being
Okay, okay. No, I don't want to go
using AI.
there. Okay, I don't want to go there. I mean, come on. Okay, okay. I wasn't planning to go there with my question, right? I was
No,
trying.
no worries. No, it's understandable. I totally get it. But yeah,
Uh,
we're just gonna kind of back off a little bit right now.
yes, yes. Okay. What about the artwork? That was done by an actual person, Dusty Peterson,
Mhm.
right?
Yes,
So
yeah.
what input did you give him?
We had an idea. We wanted it to be that moment, sort of that green and glass moment that you're outside, the biome, and you see it for the first time, and it's this beautiful glass dome, and inside you can see trees and plants and life, organic life, nestled amongst this futuristic city where humanity has kind of hidden itself away. And so that was really, we just wanted it to kind of depict that exact moment of the story. And Dusty Peterson did an absolutely awesome job. We sent him some like kind of ideas
Mhm.
that were, just like little composites kind of a thing that we did. And some images that we found on the internet, like of a futuristic city with cars flying through it, and like this kind of stuff. And it's like just put all that together.
Easy.
And yeah, exactly right. But he's very talented. He did our Explorers EP
Mhm.
artwork, so we knew what to expect and what he could do. And yeah, he absolutely just killed it. He did a really great job. And there was a few back and forths and kind of
Yeah.
iterations where we were like, not quite, let's do it like this or like that or whatever. But yeah, he did really well at kind of finally realizing the imagery that we were looking for. Yeah.
I have two more questions. I know you have a tight schedule. You are going to start a tour, basically touring the both hemispheres,
Yes.
right? So first of all, have you chosen the tracks from the new album to play live?
Yeah, I think we're going to try and do all the singles that are coming out. So we have one more single coming. So we'll probably do, definitely three, maybe hopefully four of
Okay.
of the four singles that are coming. And we're still trying to decide on if we should do anything else from the new album because I personally love to hear bands do songs that I know and I love and oftentimes when they are like, oh, we're gonna play a brand new one for you that that you've never heard before. I'm often kind of like do 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 and like, but that's just me. So I lose focus a little bit. So we don't want to like bombard people too much with music that they might not have heard yet because the album will still be so new. So we're probably going to stick with singles and just kind of see how those go and then go from there and see what else we can add. And then play like old favorites and stuff like that as
I
well.
am on the other side in this. I love to hear the new music because when you have
Ah,
a live band that is alive, then
right.
let's hear the new stuff. But I,
Yeah.
at the same time, understand that there might be younger people than me who have not heard the old. So it's all about it's your stress, not mine.
Yeah. I love when I hear a band for the first time live, like when I haven't even listened to anything they've ever done before. And and then when they blow you away and you're just like, "Whoa, okay,
Yes.
well these records are going to be phenomenal." Like I know that I'm going to have a good time here. So that's yeah, that's my favorite.
That's the best experience. Not
Right?
even,
It totally
not
is.
even have, without even taking the bud beforehand, go there and be blown away. That is the best thing. And then buy all
Yeah.
the records.
Yeah,
Lovely.
exactly. Yeah. Or whatever they've got at the merch booth.
Last question. So you have September 15th supporting Powerwolf, the last day that you have announced. Do you have anything else for the rest of the year?
Yeah, we're gonna do a couple headline shows in the middle of the Powerwolf stuff,
Mhm.
because there's some days off in there that actually, with the drive times, it actually gives us a little bit of time to put something in there. So we still have a couple more shows to announce. But other than that, yeah, it's just gonna be the album release shows in May, and then the Australia New Zealand tour in June, and then all of the summer festivals, and then Powerwolf in the fall, and then we're going to take a little bit of a breather, and then hopefully get over to Europe in spring of 2025.
That sounds absolutely packed, to be honest. Even though you have this
Yes.
break, it's packed. So have
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful traveling around.
Thank you.
Have great shows. Stay safe and
Thank
see you
you.
in Chicago.
Perfect. Thanks so much for having me.
Have a great day. Bye bye.